Right now at noon, officials in Chicago are searching for a motive after a deadly shooting at a hospital yesterday. Plus, the president's daughter is receiving backlash after using her personal email for government work. And tomorrow, expected to be the busiest travel day of the year. We'll tell you what you need to know before you hit the road.
This is News 3 at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Tuesday afternoon. We'll get to those stories in a bit. But first, let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese with a look at our first alert forecast. Nice sunny day.
It is a beautiful day out there. So happy to see more sunshine. We're going to see more sunshine going through most of your Thanksgiving week per se, but we are going to see a little bit of cloud cover coming in tonight. I do want to touch on that, but first let's start with what's out there right now. Temperatures are in the upper 20s. Some of us have made it into the low 30s, particularly Janesville at 30 degrees right now. Most of us do see those temperatures though in the upper 20s. Winds are coming out of the south and southwest, and that wind out of the southwest is ahead of this little clipper system that's going to be impacting parts of the northern half of the state. That won't impact us, but we'll see some cloud cover from that later on tonight and going into your Wednesday before we clear out and see even more sunshine. Your forecast first, for the most part, will be mostly cloudy at times tonight. Lows will fall into the mid-20s. Then by tomorrow, Mark, we will see more sunshine, which is good news because a lot of folks are going to be traveling across the country. And coming up in Maine weather, I'm going to break down the travel impacts across the country and what travelers may have to deal with.
Very important this week.
Absolutely.
All right, Chris, see you in a few minutes. Topping the news today, an Illinois Sheriff's Office said that a missing 16-year-old girl may be in Wisconsin. Amanda Perrier of Elmhurst, Illinois, was last seen leaving York High School Wednesday morning. Officials said she does not have a cell phone and may be somewhere in Wisconsin. Perrier, described as 5 feet 4 inches tall with long red hair. Anyone with information about her or her location asked to contact the DuPage County, Illinois Sheriff's Office. Police are trying to figure out a motive behind a shooting at a Chicago hospital that left 4 dead. Chicago police identified the gunman in yesterday's hospital shooting as 32-year-old Juan Lopez. Witnesses say he argued outside Mercy Hospital with his ex-fiancée, Dr. Tamara O'Neill, before he killed her. Lopez then ran inside the hospital where police say he killed a resident pharmacist, Dana Less, and Officer Samuel Jimenez during the shootout. Staff at the hospital recently went through active shooting training. Some workers risked their lives to help patients.
I couldn't leave them because they were, disabled. It was just tough. I would rather put myself in harm's way than to let them get hurt.
Lopez was killed in the shootout. It is unclear if he shot himself or if police killed him. Emails are in the news again, but it's Ivanka Trump's emails making headlines. The president's daughter and senior advisor used her private email for government work, which could be a violation of the Presidential Records Act. Mola Langhi has the latest.
Ivanka Trump used a personal email account to send hundreds of emails about government business last year. A spokesperson for her ethics council said in a statement, while transitioning into government, Ms. Trump sometimes used her private account, almost always for logistics and scheduling concerning her family. Austin Evers is the executive director of the liberal watchdog group that exposed the email use.
She claims she didn't know the rules, and I'm not sure there's anyone in the country, let alone the Trump family, who can claim they don't know the rules on government email.
President Trump frequently criticized Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server when she served as Secretary of State.
This is the biggest political scandal since Watergate.
Some of Mrs. Clinton's emails were later deemed classified. We don't know if the same is true for any of Ivanka Trump's emails. White House lawyers relied on Ivanka Trump's personal attorney to review her private emails and forward work-related emails to them.
Thank you all very much.
Democrats may want to dig a little deeper. They take over the House of Representatives in January and could launch an investigation. Mola Langhi, CBS News, the White House.
Ms. Trump's spokespeople say that unlike Hillary Clinton, she did not store her emails on a private server and she never deleted any emails. Well, a Girl Scout troop leader in Green Bay has lost her job in the wake of a fundraiser for fundraisers for troops held families of victims of a fatal crash near Chippewa Falls. The members of Troop 4029 helped host a vigil in Green Bay in honor of 3 Chippewa Falls area scouts and a parent who were killed while collecting trash earlier this month. Troop leader Elizabeth Steffel also helped launch an additional fundraiser. Steffel said she was fired for raising money directly for the families of the crash victims without filtering it through Scout management. The Girl Scouts has a policy that forbids it from commenting on an individual's employment or volunteer status. MedFlight will be adding an additional regional helicopter base in Portage at Divine Savior Hospital. MedFlight will now have 3 bases, including one at UW-Madison Hospital and one at the Iowa County Airport in southwest Wisconsin. Officials say response times will be reduced by 20 minutes with the Portage helicopter. The Portage base is scheduled to start operating in the summer of 2019. Well, tomorrow will be one of the busiest travel days of the entire year, both by car and by air. AAA says they are expecting the highest level volume since 2005. Officials say in Wisconsin, 999,000 people expected to hit the road. That's about a 5% increase. Meanwhile, 93,000 folks will travel by air, which is about 6.5% higher than last year. AAA credits the increase in higher wages, a more disposable income, and rising levels of household wealth.
Everyone needs to be a little patient with each other, expect some delays, plan for delays, and hopefully we'll all get safely to where we're going.
AAA expects to rescue nearly 360,000 motorists at the roadside nationwide this Thanksgiving. Officials say make sure your car is up to date with the latest maintenance so you're ready to hit the road. And there's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
We may not have the power to turn a pumpkin into a carriage, but we do have a recipe to turn it into the best ice cream ever. As we head into Thanksgiving, our craving for everything pumpkin seems to be going strong. As a matter of fact, for those of us who can never seem to get enough pumpkin, we came up with an easy pumpkin pie ice cream that'll certainly satisfy your craving. To make it, we begin by combining a can of pumpkin pie filling with sweetened condensed milk, vanilla, and a pinch of salt. Then we fold in some freshly whipped cream and some chopped pecans. Now, we pour half of this mixture into a loaf pan and top it with a pie crust that we baked with some cinnamon and sugar. After layering the whole thing again, all that's left to do is pop it in the freezer. Once it firms up, you'll have the creamiest, most pumpkin-y flavored ice cream ever. Plus, in each bite, you'll get the flakiness of the yummy cinnamon pie crust. To get the recipe for what we call Easy Pumpkin Pie Ice Cream, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a creamy, pumpkin-y kind of way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Nice hat, Kelly. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. Another chilly day across southern Wisconsin. Meteorologist Chris Reese has your first alert forecast when we come back. Well, another down day on Wall Street, and Instagram is giving users a reality check. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
Another drop in the tech sector combined with pain in retail turned Wall Street on its head once again, and stocks started sharply lower. Investors fretted about a slowdown in corporate earnings growth and ongoing global trade tensions. More people shopped at Target in its latest quarter, but it wasn't enough for Wall Street. The nation's second biggest retailer says it saw strong sales in toys, baby, and beauty, but bruised profit margins sent shares tumbling. All told, Target says earnings rose to $622 million, and a key sales figure increased 5.1%. Sticking with retail, Best Buy is out with its latest quarterly results as it gears up for Black Friday. The consumer electronics retailer says profit totaled $277 million on sales of about $9.6 billion. Both numbers were better than expected. Instagram says it is cracking down on fake likes and paid followers in the coming weeks. The social media platform released a statement saying more and more accounts are using third-party apps to artificially grow their audience. The site is looking to bring back genuine experiences and social interactions for users. Instagram says it has developed machine learning technology to spot the suspicious likes and follows. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Thank you, Diane. The Dow Industrial is down 446 points at the noon hour. The NASDAQ down 87, wiping out all the gains made so far this year. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee. I understand Wisconsin cheesemakers took home the hardware over in Belgium at the cheese competition.
Yeah, Norway, I believe they're
okay.
at. Yeah, big time. In fact, you should expect to see a little bit more on Wisconsin's cheese industry, trying to get people to understand that our cheese industry is bigger than Florida's orange or citrus industry, but sometimes we don't equate it because cheese is produced in so many different states. So Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin will be launching that campaign here pretty quickly. Well, we're talking a little bit about milk production today. We got the latest figures for October as far as our Wisconsin dairy industry is concerned. And although our bottom line is bleeding red ink, our milk production abilities continue to shine. Wisconsin's October milk production totaled 2.54 billion pounds just within our borders. That's basically unchanged compared to a year ago. 4,000 fewer cows doing the job this year compared to last. 1.27 million head still at home within our borders. The average cow is still producing more milk than she did a year ago, 1,995 pounds per individual bovine. We did see some states with milk production that went higher. Colorado milk up 10%, Texas up 7.5%, Kansas was up more than 6%. States like Florida dropped 5.5%. Virginia, the smallest dairy producing state, was down 11%. Also, our Wisconsin farmers using this dry weather to keep rolling as far as the harvest. 80% of our corn's in as of Sunday for grain. 91% of our soybeans are in. Now, the fall tillage getting goofed up because the ground is starting to freeze up, but still 58% is done. Tough day for dairy product prices, as you can imagine, with that Dow Jones number. Barrel cheese, with all the milk we've got around, down 4 3/4 cents to $1.25. 40-pound block cheese took a 7-cent hit today to $1.34. Double A butter down 2 3/4 cents at $2.30 per pound. And this is happening when we should traditionally see, Mark, a whole lot of consumption, not just with our holiday meals, but the gift giving that Wisconsin cheesemakers are proud of. And remember, the numbers I give you on these barrel and block cheese really has no relation whatsoever to what you started our conversation with, and that's Wisconsin specialty cheese. Those award winners are going to see a very robust holiday season getting gift giving going.
So let's give cheese. How's that?
Yes, give cheese.
Everybody
give
cheese.
Give anything dairy. Give, yeah.
I'll give butter.
Yeah,
Pass out butter.
go ahead. Try
All
that.
right, Pam, thank you. Chris is here now with a look at our Thanksgiving forecast and travel across the country.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, a lot of my family members probably want cheese now that I live in Wisconsin. They've all asked for.
There you go.
I know.
It's
so
easy.
It's a gift for sure. We're looking outside right now with some sunshine in the sky, which is good news. Temperatures are in the upper 20s. Some of us have made it into the low 30s at this noon hour, namely places like Kenosha, Milwaukee, and Janesville. Janesville, in fact, right at 30 degrees. But for the rest of us, those temperatures are into the 20s right now, and we really won't warm up all that much as we go throughout the day, only a couple more degrees or so. You work your way towards the northern half of the state. That's where temperatures are colder. 20 in Rylander right now, 16 in Ironwood, and they're going to see those highs in the 20s and teens. That's because they have more cloud cover and snow falling right now that's keeping their temperatures a little bit colder. We'll see some of that cloud cover filter in later on this afternoon and evening. The snow, though, should stay well to the north of us. Here's essentially that system going on across the country right now. That, again, should miss us mainly to the north as we go through today. But weather across the country as a whole, I know a lot of folks getting ready to travel. It is rather quiet, which is the fantastic news. The most place that we are seeing any kind of action is across the Northeast and New England right now in the form of some light snow. And we're going to continue to see some of that light snow going into tonight and then into your Wednesday, New England could see some of those flakes of snow fly as well. So if you're headed up that way, be mindful of that. Then tomorrow night and into your Wednesday afternoon and evening, if you're traveling out west, we'll see another storm system moving across the country that'll bring rain to the coast and mountains to the Rockies, or snow to the Rocky Mountains rather, not mountains. But here's how the travel delays should shape up. Anywhere in the green, you will have no travel delays. Minor travel delays as you work your way into the yellows, and then red and pink, you will have greater travel delays. And there could be some light delays across the Northeast, but the biggest delays will be across the western half of the country into Wednesday evening and Thursday morning. And again, those will be minor to moderate. The worst delays will be across the mountainous regions of the Rockies as we go into your Thanksgiving afternoon. But headed home, that's when most people will likely see greater delays. We'll watch that system work its way with rain across the central portions of the country and then towards the east, followed up with a possible snow system throughout parts of the Midwest that brings more rain to the east. So keep that in mind if you are truly going to be traveling. But as for us, it is some cloud cover moving in tonight. Again, the flurries should stay well to our north. We'll see lows falling into the 20s overnight tonight. And then tomorrow, a bit more sunshine, but temperatures are trending cooler. It's going to be hard to get out of the 30s once again. And so every time we think we get a warm up, it just kind of falls flat on us and we stay a little colder. But I still do think we'll see that warm up going into the weekend. Friday and Saturday, we'll have chances for rain, along with the possibility of rain and snow on Sunday going into Monday, followed up with a cold pattern after that.
Keep an eye on that. Maybe head home a little early.
Yeah, we will have to keep an eye on that. But for anyone traveling right now, getting ready to leave, good conditions and only minor delays.
Great news.
Yep.
All right, Chris, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. I'm next. How a school bus driver helped save students from the campfire, in Northern California. That's after the break. A remarkable story of a bus driver's heroism emerged from the devastating fire in Paradise, California. Photos taken from inside a school bus filled with children show their harrowing journey as the campfire rages just feet away. But the pictures tell only part of the story. DeMarco Morgan shows us where the bus faced some of the biggest dangers on its escape.
I just knew that things were going to continue to escalate.
Were you scared?
Yeah, frightened, absolutely.
School bus driver Kevin McKay took this picture the morning of November 8th. Responding to an emergency call, he went to Ponderosa Elementary, picked up 22 students, and drove them away from the fast-moving fire.
So McDonald's was on the left, that was on fire. To the right of us, one of the evacuation sites was the CMA church. All the trees behind the church are on fire.
Kevin told teachers Abby Davis and Mary Ludwig to comfort and distract the student. But ignoring the flames was impossible for 7-year-old Wendy Reeves.
Well, when we started to leave the school, we saw one fire and then we saw more.
I held back from crying the entire time, but we were so focused on those kids, and that great responsibility is what really kept us focused.
But as smoke turned to the sky tonight, it began to fill the bus. Some of the children said they felt tired and nauseous. Quick thinking led Kevin to pull off his shirt. The women tore it into pieces, doused them with water, and showed the kids how it could help them breathe.
We were coughing, and my eyes were hurting. I knew we had to do something, and that was, our best option with what we had.
There's smoke coming in a little bit, but they gave us rags to put over our mouth.
Mary and Abby admitted they feared for their lives.
We were both trying to keep each other from crying, and we just kind of held hands, and we just said a prayer.
Kevin drove for 5 hours with traffic often at a standstill and smoke obscuring his view, but he delivered the children to safety some 30 miles away.
We didn't leave till every kid was accounted for and every kid was with their mom and dad.
While some called Kevin a hero, he says there were others that day who did much more.
Our firemen were going the opposite direction we were. And that's pretty awesome.
Kevin and Wendy both lost their homes, and Wendy told me she also lost her pets. But there is some good news. She turned 8 years old Monday, and she's grateful to be alive and doing well. DeMarco Morgan, CBS News, Paradise, California.
That's a true hero.
Absolutely.
Remarkable
Some
story.
Powerful images coming from that. Thankfully, I do think California will see some rain as we go through the next couple of days. Just hopefully not too much rain to cause some landslides. As for us, we'll see more sunshine going through your travel day, which is good news across the upper Midwest. Friday night into Saturday, we could see some rain, and then Sunday into Monday, we could see some rain over to snow.
All right, but good for now.
Good for now.
That's our time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.